I've talked about it before that I don't necessarily drink caffeine anymore. By that, I mean I hardly ever do. The only time that caffeine really ever enters my body is when I'm drinking like a nice Pepsi, maybe even a cherry Dr. Pepper, something like that, you know? I went to Subway and I got a medium soda. I didn't realize it was a bucket of soda. I'm not even a quarter of the way through and I'm ready to go. I'm worried about my heart going a little extra fast during tonight's show. So I'm going to take things easy. I'm going to stop drinking this. I'm going to put it somewhere else. Probably just throw it away. But if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. I am Peaches. It's pre-Friday, a.k.a. Thursday, December 11th, 2025. This popped up right before I went on my lunch break. I wanted to talk to you about it. You know, there's a lot of announcements as of late. There has been a lot of announcements as of late. There's been a lot of tours getting announced coming to the area. Make sure to check out our concert calendar. I will always say that at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. I saw this get announced, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, right? Jazz being right there. I do love how it says powered by Shell to the side of it. Happening April 23rd through May 3rd of next year. Again, this is the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, all right? You want to know who the headliners are? The Eagles, Stevie Nicks, Rod Stewart, Kings of Leon. Did I say Kings of Leon? Kings of Leon, Lainey Wilson, Teddy Swims, Lord, and then John Baptiste. Yeah, no jazz at all besides like John Baptiste, but then it goes on to say Tyler Childers, the Black Keys, and T-Pain, and then Nas. Those are some of the headliners. I also see Sean Paul. I see Ziggy Marley, who I believe is the son of Bob Marley. I have to burp. Too much Pepsi. too much Pepsi. Yeah, this festival looks pretty wild. Now I did see also this morning that it did get announced the openers for Guns N' Roses on their upcoming tour. I saw the Black Crowes, and then I saw Ice Cube is going to be opening up for Guns N' Roses. Could you imagine that? That opener, Ice Cube doing his thing, and then he's like, who's ready for Guns N' Roses? And then they come out. All right, this is Peach's Pit Party. Again, if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. I'll be right back. Tomorrow is our holiday party, so I'm expecting the afternoon show to sort of be like a quick mess. I'm not going to talk all that much because I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to pre-record the entire show like first thing in the morning and try my best to get through it all. I don't know. I might just take care of it today. It's not going to be good tomorrow. I'm just warning you now because like I mentioned before that on Friday, tomorrow we're going to be all leaving early to enjoy our holiday party and then be done for the rest of the day and enjoy our weekend. Not every company is generous this time of year. In fact, some are downright Scroogey, you know, Christmas Vacation, the Jelly of the Month Club, that whole thing. A Reddit post asked what cheap or terrible holiday quote-unquote bonuses are people getting from work this year. Let's go through this thread, you know. I work in sales, top performing team, entire team get the same book on how to be better at sales. I, for some reason, a few years back, got this stupid book. It was like the book of being self-sufficient or something like that, or how to be self-sufficient. I went, okay, thanks. And then it's been in my bookcase ever since. And well, as of this week, it's in the pile to be thrown out. I don't need that junk, you know. I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory. One year they gave everyone a cheesecake from Costco. Not the amazing cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, but from Costco, which is, I mean, cheesecake is cheesecake. I don't mind that at all. That'd be a great holiday bonus to me. That's my all-time favorite dessert. Another one here for what cheap, terrible holiday bonuses are people getting from work this year. Boss sent out a $10 Starbucks gift card the day he laid off 10% of our staff. It's not a layoff, it's a coffee break is now a banned phrase on Teams. Don't you love that? When a boss makes a terrible mistake and then they just get all upset about people making fun of their terrible mistake, you know? We got told we were getting nothing, and then the management excuse was, well, not everyone celebrates Christmas, so it wouldn't be fair. Oh, give me a break. You know how towns and neighborhoods all have mom Facebook groups? So does New York's posh Upper East Side. As you might guess, some of the posts are ridiculous, but this one might take the cake. One mom wrote this. You ready for this one? My son is joining a travel soccer team. He has never flown commercial, and I haven't flown commercial in a while. Ooh. Would it be wrong of me to fly private while my son flies with the team and coach? I know that parents often serve as chaperones, so I'm thinking about hiring his former nanny to serve as a chaperone. Ooh, a nanny. Replies included digs like, can you adopt me? What did ChatGPT recommend? And also, you're the worst. But at least one commenter supported the poster, writing, girl, fly private if that's what you normally do. Trust me, I get it. You can never turn right again when you get on a plane, and I've flown private a handful of times. What the ability to fly private, wouldn't that be so great? We get that KBEAR private jet like I talked about before. You know, we can get the big owner of the building, be like, hey, could you possibly, as a nice Christmas gift, get us a great PJ, private jet? So that way we could potentially go to any concert in the country. We could say it's a work thing, We could say that we could fly to like Sacramento, for example, and go to a festival like Aftershock and interview the artists and really provide content for the listeners. See how it's a work thing? We could also use it as a nice getaway or giveaway, I should say, for the listeners as well. Bring like a group of 10 or however many listeners we can fit as well, besides me, Victor, and Jade, and other people here in the building. Fly everyone out to Aftershock or wherever we want to go. The KBEAR private jet needs to happen, obviously. This whole story I'm about to talk to you about reminded me of the frustration people shared on Facebook, or the angry feelings people shared on Facebook of those bird scooters, which I kind of relate to, because there are times during the spring and summer where I just want to walk around the greenbelt. I got my headphones in, I'm listening to music, I'm just vibing, walking by myself, and then all of a sudden you get scared by someone driving up from behind you on one of those bird scooters, and they go phoom, right by you, and it makes you jump a little, It does get rather annoying. New Jersey, I'm reading the story here. They want licenses, registration, and insurance for e-bikes. You have to wonder why this hasn't happened sooner. Legislation in the works in New Jersey would require e-bikes users to have a license, and for the bikes to be registered and insured. We've all seen these things zooming all over the place, often with young kids riding them, and they get into their fair share of accidents. So the state Senate President Nick Scutari says the dramatic increase in the use of e-bikes has created greater dangers for their operators, other motorists, and pedestrians. Right now, New Jersey is one of 46 states using the 3-tiered system, where only fully motorized bikes that go 20 miles per hour or faster require licenses, registration, and insurance. I would love to have an e-bike. It'd be great. Just to kind of, it would be big. That's the thing. It'd have to be custom made for me. It'd be a bike that only I could ride. Like no one else could ever. You know what? That could prevent somebody from stealing it, because you can only imagine the thief trying to just hop up onto the high up seat and going, who on earth rides this thing? And then I come out and catch them. Anyway, this is Ice Nine Kills, the laugh track on KBEAR 101. Aja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces has been named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. It comes after Wilson won the WNBA scoring title, a record 4th MVP, a 2nd Finals MVP, and her 3rd WNBA championship. Wilson told the magazine that she wants to be like Michael Jordan in one aspect. I think I can do 3 more championships. When Indiana beat Ohio State on Saturday to win the Big Ten championship game, it was arguably the biggest achievement in the history of Indiana football. After that game, star Indiana defensive end Stephen Daly was celebrating by high-fiving fans and injured himself badly. He landed awkwardly on his right leg and will probably not be available for the playoff run. Here's a guy who had 38 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles on a dominant college defense, who ended up getting hurt while just giving fans high fives. Ouch. This year's Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in Orlando will put Michigan up against Texas on New Year's Eve, and the big leg that everyone will be talking about won't be on one of the team's place kickers. It'll be at the concession stand. The game's official sponsor, Cheez-It, will debut a Cheez-It crusted turkey leg for hungry college football fans at Camping World Stadium. These massive turkey legs, which are just coated in crushed Cheez-It crackers and served with zesty cranberry chutney, will set fans back $25. And that's not only the big announcement. Cheez-It also announced the return of the brand's mascot, Prince Chedward, who will be present also at the game. Why not do another story here? Troy Aikman says he's done giving NIL money to UCLA after a player took his money and left. Aikman, who went from playing quarterback at UCLA to being the number one pick in the NFL draft, wanted to give back to the UCLA football program by contributing to a player getting money from the name, image, and likeness fund. Aikman wouldn't name names, but said, I wrote a sizable check and he went on to another school. I didn't even get so much as a thank you note. It's one of those deals to where I'm done with NIL. I mean, I want to see UCLA be successful, but I'm done with it. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on KBEAR 101. I hate to tell you this, but today is National Breakup Day. Well, not necessarily. It's December 11th, and it says right here, 'tis the season for breakups. It is unofficially known as Breakup Day because it's the number one day of the year for breakups. Back in 2008, researchers used stats from Facebook to study when people were most likely to change their status from in a relationship to single, and it turns out that day was December 11th, even though Facebook relationship statuses are a thing of the past. People have held on to the belief that the 11th is doomsday for relationships. I mean, it's a thing of the past. It's what it says. It says it's here. It says Facebook relationship status are a thing of the past. I updated mine to be in a relationship with Aubrey, and like 400 people liked it, saying, congratulations, Peaches found a pal. What do you mean it's a thing of the past? Like, oh, it's not real if it's not Facebook official. Is that still the thing? I thought it was. I was the one who was like, Aubrey, could you please make it official with me on Facebook type of thing. Oh, I'm kind of scared. Who knows? She might break up with me today. It's December 11th. It's National Breakup Day, apparently. It's always great when you see other people. No, it's not great, but it's always kind of something you look out for on social media, I should say. Like, you go on Instagram, and you always know that one person that's always uploading pictures of them with their significant other, and then all of a sudden it stops. And for the girls, you'll see girls post like inspirational quotes like, you're beautiful on your own, you can do this. You know, they'll post like some post-it note that's on their full body mirror. And then the guys will go silent, and then they'll be posting a whole lot of gym pics, you know. That's how it goes. Breakups are tough, man. They're scary. Like, not that scary. They're just terrible to go through. I wouldn't wish that upon any couple out there. All you got to do is make it to Christmas. I did see Christmas Day has the lowest number of relationship breakups. So if you make it to Christmas Day, you can probably take the day off from worrying about it. It's absolutely wild whenever In-N-Out Burger has a new location open up. They have their grand opening. People anticipate it like it's the biggest thing ever, right? And then they try their absolute best, almost like Black Friday, to get there as early as possible to try to be the first customer. If you're the first person to eat at a brand new In-N-Out Burger location, they'll give you a burger coin. That burger coin is something very valuable. You don't necessarily want to redeem it. It's good for like one free burger, but it's worth a lot of money. You might as well just keep it. There's people in the In-N-Out subreddit that post theirs all the time. It's really, really cool, actually. I wish I was able to get one when I worked there for 3 years, but nope, not even my manager was able to get one. I believe 2 new locations just opened up in Tennessee. I don't think it's Lebanon, Tennessee. I feel like if you were to say something like that over there, they would get really, really mad. I wish we still had James from Tennessee tuning into us. Hopefully he's doing okay. If he's tuning in right now, James, I know it's not Lebanon, Tennessee. It's like Lebanon, Tennessee. Is that how you properly say it? James from Tennessee, one of our awesome listeners who streams us via the KBEAR 101 app. Hopefully he's doing amazing. But In-N-Out just opened 2 new locations, I think. And I'm looking at a picture of the one in Lebanon, Tennessee. The line is completely out of the parking lot. It's so stupid how busy they get. Like, who has time to wait there all day? Like, I love In-N-Out. I don't really like the people that say, oh, it's gross, it's the most disgusting burger ever. I'm like, no, Burger King exists. Like, McDonald's exists. You can't say In-N-Out's the grossest burger ever when you have McDonald's and Burger King still in business. But anyway, the line for it is like 12 to 13 hours long. The one in Boise had a 13-hour long line, to the point where the people in the back were told, hey, you're not going to make it to the restaurant before it even closes. Like, that's how long the line is. You'll have to wait like months to go to In-N-Out if a brand new location opened up here. I could only imagine the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group going absolutely buck wild about an In-N-Out coming here. And, you know, there'll be so many people going, I will never go there. But the line is going to be extremely long. It's just how it goes. You see people complaining about McDonald's all the time, saying they're too pricey. But yet again, that drive-through for McDonald's, always incredibly long. Same with Chick-fil-A. You know, it's fast food is crazy. I mean, In-N-Out Burger, I still wish they would come here. They're getting closer and closer. Can we please? Let's put one at least in Pocatello. That would be great. I was, in fact, wondering why this time of the year is so just tough on couples. A few of the reasons seems pressure to invite people they're dating to holiday gatherings, like maybe you just start seeing someone and then you have to invite them to the family Christmas party. And it can get pretty intense, you know? Feeling rushed to commit. Also, anxiety about gift giving are the top relationship stressors of the holly jolly season. Now, tonight, I'm going to be doing some present shopping for Aubrey, as well as my parents, my sister. Usually what I do is when Aubrey and I go someplace, and she does this thing where she'll grab something and say, oh, this is cute. And then after looking at it more in the store, she'll put it right back. So what I've been doing over the past couple of days is, well, I've been waiting for her to say something's cute, and then she puts it back, and then she walks away, and then I stay there, and I skillfully, sneakily, or I sneak my phone out of my pocket, and I take a picture of whatever she said was cute, and then I will go there by myself later down the line and go grab that. Well, I tried doing that at Ross yesterday. She thought this particular thing was cute, so I was in the back of the store about to grab it, and then I saw the price tag and was like, $55 for this? Forget it. It's too much money. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I should check to see if they have that creepy elf still here, if they have another one that I could get for Victor. And sure enough, yes, there was the creepy elf that I bought, that I posted on the Facebook page at KBEAR 101 FM, asking listeners for name suggestions for that elf. Saw another one sitting there by the little statues, so I got him one, went to his house last night, dropped it off, and yeah, he's very thankful that he now has a creepy Christmas elf, also similar to the one that we have here in the building, though I should say the two that we have here in the building, Roland and Arthur, that are always up to no good. Today they're by the copier with a weird picture of themselves. It's quite creepy. I love this. I love when Roland and Arthur terrorize the office. It's pretty funny. My creepy Christmas elf is on top of my movie collection, and he'll stay there, hopefully, in case unless he just comes alive and starts terrorizing me. Anyway, let's move on to some I Prevail. Into Hell on KBEAR 101. I talked about it on the show a couple days back. Might have been yesterday. I don't know. Polestar recently shared their top 25 most popular touring artists of the Millennium list, breaking down stats from the acts selling the most tickets since 2001. But one of the more interesting pieces of data shared was the average ticket price of each of the acts making up the top 25, which big rock and metal acts are asking the most for their ticket price. And then it goes on to say, among the top 25 touring acts since 2001, it appears that Taylor Swift tickets are commanding the largest price. No surprise there. Her tickets are going for an average of $165.54, But you don't have to go far to look for an expensive rock and metal ticket. The Rolling Stones command the second most expensive on average with the total of $162.96. Both acts have primarily been playing stadiums through a good portion of the 2000s. In the rock and metal world, you're also going to throw down some serious cash if you want to see. I like how it says rock and metal. This is from Loudwire. It says, in the rock and metal world, you're also going to throw down some serious cash if you want to see the Eagles, Paul McCartney, Elton John, and Billy Joel. Nothing metal about those acts. Where's the sleep token price? You know, I heard so many different people say, hey, we splurged on our tickets for sleep token because we really wanted to see them when they were coming to the Delta Center in Salt Lake earlier this year. That entire tour sold out within a minute? Something ridiculous. There was one particular listener that told me they spent like $4,000. They had to take a loan out. I'm like, are you out of your mind? I haven't paid for a concert ticket in quite a long time. I know, oh, good for you, because it's a perk of the job. But also when you're in radio, you get relatively low pay, right? That's the whole the trade deal that you get. It's like you get free concert tickets, but be prepared not to be able to afford groceries, because radio is a labor of love. Anyway, it's Peach's Pit Party. We got some Sleep Theory static on KBEAR 101. We briefly touched this on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. This is quite wild and also extremely scary. Disney is partnering with OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. They're partnering together. Disney invested $1 billion in OpenAI. But then they also hit Google with a cease and desist. I saw that in the headline, but I was more so concerned as to why Disney would all of a sudden just be like, yep, here's $1 billion. Let's see where we can take AI, see if we can take it to the next level. You'll be able to use like characters from Pixar, Marvel, and what else was there? I don't think you could put Mickey Mouse in a video, but you could put like Batman, not Batman, Batman's DC. What am I even saying? You could put like, I don't know, one of the superheroes from Marvel. I made a joke during the noon hour that I was going to have a video of me, because you know that app Sora that we've been using to generate AI videos, those dumb little videos. I could generate a video of me pushing Carl from up out of the way because he takes too long at the self-checkout line and he's causing a holdup, something stupid like that. I'm pretty sure it's going to get even more ridiculous. Many people are already going crazy with these with this AI generated video thing. There are people out there dating AI, for crying out loud. There are people pretending they have AI generated kids, which is even worse. Like, I don't know where people are going to go in the next 5 years, but I've heard Victor talk about it plenty of times now, that there are people out there checking themselves into psychological help, or getting themselves psychological help just because they can't handle the whole AI thing, when I feel like it's only going to get worse. Welcome to the future, as I always say. You've heard of someone wearing their heart on their sleeve. Well, here's a story about someone wearing their ear on their foot. A woman working at a factory in China suffered a devastating accident when her hair got caught in heavy machinery, which tore away part of her scalp and her left ear. I'm sorry if you don't like listening to this type of thing. I apologize. Doctors knew they could reattach the ear, but it would take some time because its blood vessels were too damaged to reattach it right away. So they made the decision to transplant the ear onto the instep of her foot, where the thin skin and matching blood vessels could help heal it. Surgeons spent 10 hours connecting blood vessels, and after a few days, the ear regained a healthy-looking color, which is awesome. The ear remained on her foot for 5 months while she walked very carefully to keep the blood flowing. Finally, in October, surgeons performed the procedure to reposition the ear back under her head. After many months of pain, her ear is finally back where it belongs. Isn't that awesome? I love how this article makes a whole joke. She has an ear for footwear. What, did she have to wear sandals and like freak everybody out? Do you think like the young kids in China were like, what on earth is wrong with her foot? Poor girl. That's all I got to say. That is today's What the Headline. Probably one of the weirdest ones of the year. Right. Of the year, not the year. I'm sorry. That's today's What the Headline right here on KBEAR 101. I've seen these memes pop up about Christmas music. You know, there's the stereotypes, kind of like how there is in country music. You know, country music, it's all about America, beer, freedom, and women. That's about it. Those are the four main food groups of country music. There were these different memes talking about the obligatory sleigh bells in Christmas songs, snowfall as a personality trait, the coming home narrative, romance that only exists in December. Where was that one meme that I saw where it was like, why is it that Santa is sexy? Like, there are some songs out there that are like, Santa baby. Like, is it a implication that Santa is their significant other? Like, it's their significant other dressed up as Santa? And that's why they're romanticizing Santa in such a way? Because usually if there's a big fat dude with a white beard, most women are like, okay, that's grandpa. They wouldn't think of him romantically. Some might, but most wouldn't, right? I always see that silly meme. This meme popped up on my Facebook feed, making me want to talk about this whole thing on the air. Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time is about friends practicing witchcraft, but then someone walks in, they have to suddenly play it cool. The moon is right, the spirit's up, we're here tonight, and that's enough. Then somebody walks in, simply having a wonderful Christmas time. You know, Christmas music, you can hear all of it on the righteous station that is Classy 97, the best Christmas music playlist on Classy 97. I have talked about my friend Matt plenty of times on the show. Any single time that I go visit back home or Matt and one of my other friends comes out here, he's always wanting to plan some mega hiking trip. You know, he finds enjoyment in just walking and walking and walking and walking, while the rest of us don't necessarily like it as much as he does. And by that, I mean, I personally now hate it. I'd much rather just go home, go back to California, and enjoy my vacation, not go on a vigorous workout, you know? I was just reading this story about a Utah hiker had to get rescued with his children. He now faces abuse charges. And abuse and child torture charges. Could you imagine? Your dad's like, hey, let's go out hiking, and you get lost. We've been on some crazy, crazy hikes in the past. Some of them I look back on fondly. Other ones I'm like, what on earth was I thinking? There was a trail in San Diego that we did called the Ho Chi Minh Trail. I think the name changed. It was one of the worst hikes I've ever been on. It was scary. Like, I almost dropped to the bottom of this one thing. It was a weird... I didn't have the right shoes. There was people crying because they also didn't have the right shoes. Just a horrible experience. But the end of it was nice. And then I find out once we got to the beach after the hike, there's stairs that can take you directly to where we got to. Like, you could have just easily walked down some steps and gotten to the destination rather than go through that weird American Ninja Warrior nature workout that we had to do. It was awful. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.